All right, we're gonna start doing. This is what we're gonna start doing, bro. Because
all right, no,
we're not finna do that. We're not finna do that. I was nice enough, big bro. This is what we're gonna do though. If I ask you a question, right, and I make a correlation, just hear me out. If I ask you about food, you would be able to tell me exactly what that food is doing for your body, right? You will be able to break it down. You don't need to go to any metaphysical realm to tell me what certain foods is doing for your body, right? So I'm asking you in the same regard, when you come up with these theories and these concepts, which I can dig, I'm listening, I'm just asking you to break it down so people can understand what you're saying. Otherwise, you just theorizing, you just throwing shit out in the air.
It's a fucking theory, Dot. You need to knock it off. Everything is theory. It's all theory.
Okay, we need to make a difference between theory and scientific theory. Those are two different things.
No.
Don't do this. Don't do this, Los. Anyways, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Break down what you mean by what light is.
Bro, there's been scientific theories that have been proven to be non-existent.
No, that's how it works. That's how science works. When you're able to show more proof or show more information about a topic or a scientific theory, if it gets debunked, it gets debunked. Science is unbiased, bro. It doesn't pick a side. It just picks the truth.
Science is an agenda.
No. There is racist science. I'm not disputing that. I'm talking about the concept of science, which is just observation. Like just to go outside and observe something. That's an act of scientific methodology. So all I'm saying is,
observation time do you have with the stars, with the moon, and with the sun?
How much time do I have?
How much observation time will you have allotted a slot of time to sit aside and say, yo, I'm about to go out here and I'm about to focus on this? How much?
I'm not a scientist. I'm not an astrophysicist. So that's not.
I'm an observationist. As just a man on Earth who said, yo, the sun is interesting. I'm going to go outside and I'm going to look at the sun and I'm going to study the sun just in what I can see, what I can receive from it. How much time do you have in with the sun, the moon, and the stars?
I mean, all day. If I'm outside all day, I don't understand the question. I'm seriously lost.
All right, again, the way you said I can tell you what's in my food is because I took 6 years, I sat aside, and I completely guided myself to eat a specific diet. I've seen a before, I've seen an after. I felt the differences, and I'm looking at the food science and the properties of how I feel. Not just what telling me, but how I actually feel. So I'm asking you, how much personal time have you went out and at night and just sat and stared at the moon and pondered and questioned and really looked at it in that way, either with or without a telescope, but did that with the moon, with the star constellations, and the sun personally?
Are you asking me? I've done that before, but you're asking me to give you a specific time about how long I've done it?
Yeah, like sat down and applied your personal observational scholarship to what you're looking at. Just like I'm gonna spend time just looking at this. I just want to study this from the time it comes up on that side of the sky to the time it goes down on that side of the sky. I want to just observe this.
I've done that before under a different guise, if you will. I stared at the moon because I just think the moon is dope and beautiful. So yeah, I stared at the moon. I've sunbathed and shit, and just sat in the sun to feel that energy, to feel that warmth on my skin. I've done those things. Yeah, of course.
Have you sun gazed?
Are you really about to tell me you look directly at the sun?
I'm asking you, have you sun gazed? But you always want to tell me.
No, I have not. I have not.
Rose,
I have not looked directly at the sun because I like my eyeballs. I want to see.
Okay. So
I don't want to go blind.
So guess what? Guess what? All right.
Yeah.
I've gotten up to. So let's tell the word about sun gazing. So sun gazing is you look directly at the sun, either an hour into sunrise or an hour before sunset.
Okay.
Which puts it at a certain level where the ultraviolet rays are blocked by the moisture in the atmosphere, so it doesn't attack your eyes. Okay? So if you like your eyes, you actually should sun gaze because it inverts light upward directly into your brain. Okay? But let's get into sun gazing. Sun gazing, you do 10-second increments per day. Right? Mm-hmm. So the first day you just do 10 seconds. And then you look away. You take off your shoes, you ground yourself into the soil, you look 10 seconds. The next day, 10 seconds. So day 2, you're on 20. Day 3, you're on 30. Day 4, by the 6th day, you should be on a full minute of looking directly into the sun. Okay?
That's interesting.
I made it up to 20 minutes. Okay? After you've done it that many times, that many days, and you make it up to a certain time frame, it's very interesting what happens to the sun.
Okay.
The sun appears to turn black. Once you make it to about 15 minutes, it appears to turn black.
Jesus Christ.
And then you recognize that a lot of the things you see about the sun, are only atmospheric properties of what you're seeing.
Okay.
So I'll ask you this. If the sun is a burning ball of fire, why is outer space dark?
I have no idea. I don't know what you mean by that.
Okay. Here we go again.
I'm literally asking, bro. I'm not being condescending, I promise.
I'm here again because you're so smart that should have did it for you, but let's do it again. You said the sun is a burning ball of gas and fire. Whenever we see the sun, we see light. The sun is in outer space. Stop me whenever I'm wrong.
Okay.
Why is outer space completely dark? Even an inch from where the sun is, it's now darkness. Why is there no light around the sun in outer space?
Bruh, I'm not an astrophysicist, but I can assure you that is not how... Bro, you asked me a question. That is not how that works, bro. Like,
they say it's... Okay. How does it work then? Tell me how it works then.
I'm saying from an observation standpoint, you're not expected to see light traveling through space. Light can't travel through space.
Why?
Bro, that's not because of the physical properties of space.
Can we stop right there?
Sure.
Then how does it get to Earth?
How does what get to Earth? See,
you said light can't travel through space. Stop, Dot. Stop.
I'm
not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. Stop, Dot. I'm not fighting you.
You're not okay.
Dot,
I'm listening.
Dot, get out of me, Dot. I'm not fighting you. Hold on. If light can't travel, stop.
I'm listening. I said I'm listening.
Oh, let me ask this question.
I said I'm listening.
If light can't travel through space,
right,
and the sun is outer space, right, how the hell does the light get to the Earth?
Because that's not what I'm calling light, bro. I'm not calling. No, see, we call it. No. See, we using two different terminologies, dog. No, seriously. And I'm trying to understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, you're saying, why is it dark around the sun? Correct?
No. What I'm saying is, why is outer space dark and then the Earth completely lit from what the sun omits? If light doesn't...
because of the distance and the observation that we're having as human beings, looking up and looking around just from this position.
What's the distance
now,
of the Earth?
I'm sorry?
What's the distance of the sun from the Earth?
Man, you know I don't know that by heart. I mean, if you do, that's dope.
It's 90 million miles away.
Okay.
So let's get into it. 90 million miles away.
So,
hold on, Dot. 90 million miles away.
Yeah.
And there's no light in space from the sun to 90 million miles.
Why do you keep saying that there's no... You talking about...
But okay, that's the sun right there.
Bro.
No, there's no light.
That's not...
There's no light being projected from the sun. It's the ball of sun that you see, and that's it. It's not projecting any light. It's not projecting any light through space.
So you expect the whole outer space to be lit up from the sun. Like,
if something, yes, because if something's 90 million miles away,
that's not even, see, what you call it light, you got to understand. So what the sun does to the earth in our atmosphere creates what we see as light, like what we call light in our perspective from our observation from the earth. That doesn't mean the whole, first of all, outer space doesn't have the same properties as earth as far as the atmosphere and all this other shit. So if you up in space, of course, everything around the sun is not going to be lit up. The physical properties and the way everything is interacting is not the same as earth, bro. So our perspective from that vantage point is going to be vastly different. Of course.
I guarantee you can't explain it.
No, I can't sit here and explain it like an astrophysicist. I can't explain it like an astrophysicist can, but I can explain it on a small level where that should be pretty easy to understand. If you go out and you're expecting to go out in the outer space and see the whole outer space lit up from the sun. That's basically.
I'm actually not. This is by your definition of what the sun is and what it does.
No, I'm saying that how the sun interacts. What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the sun's physical properties and how it interacts with our atmosphere. Creates.
Yeah, I think the sun is in our atmosphere. I don't think the sun is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Because then it makes sense on why outer space is not lit up and only a local light is lit up on Earth.
So now, oh shit.
Because light is very local to Earth.
Oh Lord.
I mean, you've done no study, Doc. Don't take it so hard. Just like when you enlighten a brother that's in the street or wherever, and you tell a Christian, and you tell him about something, and he like, oh, here you go with this African, oh man. And you like, but brother, you've done zero scholarship on this. I know you feel wholeheartedly about what you've been told, but you've done no scholarship. Why, when our people have done zero?
So now you're talking about scholarship. When an hour ago you told me you tapped into the universe and that's how you get your information.
That's part of.
Now you're talking about scholarship.
Human observation. So I've done no scholarship. I'm a scholar.
No, I didn't say you haven't. However, I didn't say you haven't. You just told me an hour ago that you tap into the fucking universe and that's how you get your information. Now you telling me that I haven't done no research on the sun being in our atmosphere on some flat Earth dome bullshit. You got to pick and choose what your argument is. No, because if you tap into, so who told you that? Who told you the sun is in our universe? You downloaded that from the spaceships? That's how you got it?
No, I don't really believe in spaceships, but
or whatever the fuck you talking about, my nigga. Did you download the information from outer space? Is all I'm asking.
You angry?
I got to turn up now because you being ignorant, bro. And you talking to me like I'm a child, so we got to turn up now. I ask you a question. Did you download your information from outer space, bro?
I don't believe in outer space, bro.
The universe. Did you download your information from the universe that told you the sun is in our atmosphere?
I feel like the universe is a conjunction of the energies that exist, the celestial energies. I feel like what is above is the same as what is below. The same like I feel like what's in our bodies is the same as what's in the earth. And I feel like those properties can be observed by your natural eye.
You did not answer my question. I don't give a fuck about y'all in the comments, my nigga. Like, come on now. You already know how I get out, especially if you know me.
Don't get
so my question to you is, again, do you download your information from the universe that told you that the sun was in our atmosphere?
Hold on,
That's
second.
all my question is.
Hold on, 1 second, bro. You just spoke on contention and all these things, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't gotta take that tone with me, bro. I'm good. I'll reduce myself. But,
Thank you. So just answer my question though. Did you download the information from the universe that told you the sun was in our atmosphere?
But look, don't be aggressive with me in that type of way because it ain't like that with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's cool.
What I'm saying, if I say you didn't do no scholarship on it, if you did, just say you did, but I know you didn't because there's things that you're telling me.
But I'm asking you a question so I can learn. I'm asking you a question so I can learn. So again, did you download this information about the sun being in our atmosphere? Did you get that from the universe? Did you download that from the universe or did you do research? Because you told me I haven't done any research on the subject. I
did both. I did research and I spent personal time with the sun. And I also spent personal time with the moon. So when I was...
Stop. So the research, where's the research at so I can follow up on that research? Or is it in the universe I have to tap into?
Well, the same way you have to eat the healthy food, you have to go to Whole Foods, you have to touch and know the foods to learn it, you have to observe it for yourself. You have to literally go and study it. You have to go into nature. You need to go into nature more. You need to get the fuck out the house, okay? Go into nature. I just had me and my son sitting in the sun for the time that we had sun because it's been cloudy for the last 10 days.
You still ain't answer my question, man.
Not done, bro. You want to minimize my rebuttals and keep cutting me off, bro? I'm being polite. Like, come on, bro.
Now you being...
I know you're frustrated. I'm being polite. I'm not disrespecting you.
No, but I'm saying,
bro. Bro. I'm digressing to you, bro. This your life, but you gotta let me finish my point, bro. You keep cutting me off.
Okay, so you gonna answer that question, all right?
Yeah, bro. I'm not a foolish man.
All right.
Okay. So I actually answered it in the beginning. I was making an elaboration. I said, did I study? I researched, okay, which is science-based. And the only way to apply the science that you study is to do human observation. You would be a fool to study another man's science and not do human experiment. You have to experiment. You have to. So you have to do both. They go hand in hand. I'm not listening to mainstream science tell me about anything that I can't go out and make observations. So just like being a vegan, I could talk to a nigga till the cows come home. No pun intended. But if I don't literally go out there and eat the foods and do it and become what I'm speaking, then it doesn't exist. So I spent time with the moon. Personally, I spent 2 years straight every night going out and just looking and observing the moon. That's called scholarship. Just like if you study Kemet or whatever, you need to make a trip to Kemet. You need to go touch and feel it because you don't know what will compel you about the energies and properties of this world. So yes, I've done both. And when I did the sun gazing and I got up to 20 minutes, it's not easy. That is hard ass work. Okay? You start to receive different things. If you believe that the sun is up there doing something to the shit that we eat and making it livable for us and activating our melanocytes and transmuting it into sunlight into melanin, if you think any of that shit is real, then what do you think is going to happen when you make direct contact with the sun?
Again, my question to you is, so if I go outside and I stare at the sun, you're telling me that I'm going to receive information from staring at the sun?
Yeah, the same way you receive information from not staring at the sun, just being in the sunlight. You are vitamin D deficient by not getting sunlight.
Yeah, so now you're talking about like, yeah, but see, you take a metaphysical conversation to a physical property conversation, because now we're talking about how the sunlight actually interacts with your physical body. But my question is about information, right? That's my question.
Right, and it's activating through your physical body. That's the way the metaphysics happens in this realm. If you have a physical body because you have to. It's the only way you can maneuver and exist in this realm. Once you don't have a physical body, then you're just the energy that's...
All right, so I'm gonna believe you. So I'm gonna believe you because I'm all about research and information. So I'm gonna start sun gazing, and I'm gonna come back and let you know if I received any information to my brain or to my spirit, wherever you say it exists, and I'll let you know if that actually worked.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a spirit.
Okay, well, to the brain, wherever that information is supposed to go.
To your being, it's gonna go in your eyes. Your eyes are organs. They're connected to your brain. Your eyes and your brain are connected. They're connected. That's science. I ain't making that up. Your eyes and brains are connected. So what happens is anything that goes into your eyes goes into your brain. When you watch porn, when you watch something informational, when you see somebody die, it all goes into your eyes and up into your brain because we live in a projected reality. So when we talk about the science of what consciousness is and how light reacts to the consciousness around it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a real science. It's a real study, but come on, 85% of us haven't done no scholarship on a lot of this shit, bro.
I hear you. So look, everybody on the live, everybody that just received that information, what we need to do collectively is sun gaze and then collectively come back to see if we received any information via the sun that can then be articulated out of our mouths. I mean, that's the conclusion that I'm getting. I never heard of that. I never knew that was possible. I believe you if you say it works for you, and I'm down to try it, and I think everybody in the chat should try it as well.
All right, so let me tell you just one thing. When you get into geometry, right, and you start studying and you get into different math, right, all right, you know base times height, right? So you know how to get the area of something by base times height. This is in math, okay? You can look at the sun. Once you start observing the sun, the first thing, I don't know if that's going to be the first thing to you, but it's going to be one of the initial factors. You're going to realize that boy ain't 90 million miles away.
Okay.
I've been studying the sun now for about 5 years, okay? I'm talking about human observation and looking at science and comparing and contrasting mainstream science. You know, I'm not just coming up with no shit that I just...
Real quick. Can you tell the people what are the prime times you said to sun gaze?
So the prime time to sun gaze would be 45 minutes after, up to 45 minutes after sunrise. Because anything after that is dangerous. And then 45 minutes before sunset. So if the sun sets at 6 o'clock, you can start at 5:15. and you do 10 seconds a day. Every day you add 10 seconds. You stand barefoot into a field of grass or into dirt, because your feet have on the bottom of it what we call soles. And we call those soles for a reason.
Right.
So the sole is really an energy grid on the bottom. All your skin is really an energy grid. It's really a solar panel. Okay?
Right.
And the reason why white people can't endure the same amount of sun as us is because their melanocytes don't transmute sunlight into melanin, because they're more non-melanated than us. They can't receive it the same way. So we get information from the sun. And all that goes into enzymes and hormones. All that is information for the human body. We are a computerized system, so to speak. Or computerized systems are based on the human system, which is us, which is a supernatural existence. So when you tap into the sun, the same way it makes a rose grow, the same way it makes your food grow, your kale, your veggies, your squash, whatever it is, when you go into the sun, a lot of us are vitamin D deficient, okay? Because we lack sunlight, because we work 9 to 5s and then we party. We only come outside at night when it's time to party in clubs.
Yeah.
So that affects the way we think, the calcification of our pineals, the way we have synapse that transfer energy, sparks of light through our brain, through the metals in our body, silver, golds. I mean, we are interconnected, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother level of when you start to talk metaphysics. It's not just something that exists. There's a scientific property to the way metaphysics interacts with our being, and the way light and darkness create that. The same reason why you only dream when you really go into a dark world.
Right.
You go to sleep, you put your body in restoration mode, you go into the darkness of your mind, and you start to project light. You start to project light from your own mind. You know, I had a dream that I was rocking a show, 10,000 people, I was going crazy, the lights was flashing. That's a dream, bro. That comes out of your cognitive mind, but it comes out of the darkness. Right? Okay. So I don't know about no creator. I don't know about all that extra shit. I don't know about that shit, but I know that we have darkness and we have light. We have a sun. We have a moon. The moon has cycles. The earth has cycles. Our bodies have cycles. Our wives have cycles. I'm just looking at what I can observe as a man. The sun and the moon does cycles. Okay, the cosmos do cycles. And anything doing a cycle has a property. Okay? So that's all I'll say from my human observation, that B.Dot makes fun of me for my human observation.